Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Press Play. I'm your host, JJ48, and tonight we're going to be continuing with Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. We were here on Korriban, making our way through the tomb of... whose tomb was this? Can we find out? Some Sith Lord or other. The tomb of Nagasadao. And we had to go in alone. We're searching our way to the last room where we'll see a confrontation between Master Uthar and Euthura, who we've kind of pitted against each other, and not really sure how that's going to turn out, just hoping that I haven't upset them both enough that they'll both turn on me. And we had... Before we get started going further into the tomb, I did want to go over... You might recall last week there was a room that we tried to get into and couldn't because there was a puzzle, and the Switch version of the game, the puzzle seems to be broken. So we got the item. I don't know if there's any story connected to that, like if we meet any story stuff, because all the walkthroughs I found just tell you how to get into places. They generally save the story for the game. But I did want to just go over the puzzle itself, which, even though we couldn't get it to work in-game, it's a variation of a very famous puzzle called the Tower of Hanoi. So let me just pull up that real quick. Okay. And so as you can see, similar to how the puzzle was set up last week, we have these multiple colored rings, 3 posts, and the goal is to try to move all the rings from one post over to the far post. And just as with the puzzle in Knights of the Old Republic, you can only move the uppermost ring on a post, and you can't move a larger ring onto a smaller ring, which in Knights of the Old Republic they were just kind of stacked up. I think it described it as you can't move a ring if there's any other rings above it, because of course they all just stay at the same level. They don't move, they don't drop. But to show how one would do it, this one has 5 rings instead of 4, but I am clicking on the wrong window. Okay, there we go. So do that. If we try to move a larger ring onto a where there's smaller rings, it won't let us. So unfortunately, my cursor is not appearing on the screen I want it to, so I'm sorry, I can't really look at the camera while I'm doing this. This way. It's actually interesting that you can use a bit of math to calculate out exactly how many moves it'll take if you're doing it optimally, which is always however many rings you have, it's 2 to that power minus 1. So this one was with 5 rings. It would have been a few less moves with 4 rings, as the puzzle there showed it, but just wanted to go over that. I'll look into it some more, see if I can maybe I can get that far on the PC, if it'll not crash enough, and then we'll see if there's any story stuff there. But at least for anybody interested in the puzzle aspect, there you go. So now we have an entirely different puzzle that we're facing of how we're going to take on this Tyrantatic. As I recall, okay, we only have the one, so I think I did save this after we'd killed the other one. But it took up pretty much all of our mines just to kill the one. So let's go ahead and Set a mine
Whoever
there.
steps on this will get
Have a couple minor mines I guess we can still use.
Whoever steps on this will get
And hopefully with having only one of them, maybe we can out-damage it. Can we... Can't target it. Solari Crystal and Shayla's Journal. Does Shayla tell us like a secret way to beat these things, maybe? Probably not, since it looks like Shayla didn't make it any further than this, so if they had a way to figure it out, probably would have done it themselves. But there we go. Shayla's Journal. This datapad is the personal journal of the Jedi Shayla Nur. Her last entry is particularly compelling. I have tracked the Transitic that ambushed us in the Shirak caves to this tomb, but even as I stand at the entrance, I know this is wrong. Dark thoughts fill my mind, hatred and vengeance. I cannot stop myself from blaming Gunhan for Durin's death. If he had not abandoned us, my love would surely have survived the Transitic's first attack. But my hatred of Gunhan pales beside my burning desire for revenge. My blood boils to destroy the creature that ended Duran's life, no matter what the cost. I know such thoughts are those of the dark side, but I cannot help them. Even the second set of tracks outside the cave cannot dissuade me from my task. 1 Tarantitic, 2, 1,000, it makes no difference to me now. The only image I see is that of Duran's broken body, and only blood can cleanse it from my mind. I hope my master will forgive me for what I'm about to do. What, die? Looks like that's what Shayla did. But presumably was not in a good headspace. So let that be a lesson to us. We should not go into this hating this thing. We should just go into it trying to kill it. So, I think it was immune to Force Whirlwind, if I recall. But maybe a grenade. Ooh, maybe an adhesive grenade can like get it to stick. Okay. Maybe a cryoban grenade. We'll try that. Lightsaber again. Okay, nope. Get out of here. Let's see. This cryoban grenades seem to at least affect it. So, at least when it's not. Don't throw it so far past it, or you. Stop moving around so much. Force Whirlwind, yeah, you're immune to that. Okay, so that's what I thought. Okay, we don't have enough to heal. Do we have any? I guess could be using stims. That would probably help quite a bit. If you can just hold on a little bit, I'm trying to heal up here, and then we can get back to our fight. Okay, is that enough? Shiny battle stimulant, hyper battle stimulant. Okay, that seems pretty useful. Okay, there we go. Let's see this. Truly, this is a duel for the ages here. When I'm thinking of like the most impressive Star Wars fights. So we have Vader, Anakin versus Obi-Wan on that lava planet. We have Luke versus Vader, and then we have JJ48 versus the Tyrantatic. We're getting there. Uh-oh. We're out of healing, though. Well, we have the minor healing. Oh, we have life support. Does that heal us all the way? Hope so. It doesn't, but might heal us enough to at least let us get a couple hits in. We only need a couple more. There we go. All right. Man, we can take down Darth Malik almost single-handedly, but the couple beasts in a cave here, it's use everything and still just barely make it through. There's a lever here. Do I want to pull the lever?
I think I've been poisoned.
Ow. No, didn't mean to use that. I want to use this. There we go. And I definitely want to save after that because we don't want to have to redo that fight and rely on the random numbers coming up as good or better in the future. Okay. Let's see what's... Okay. Lever with no indication what it does, or even that anything happened. It's a little odd because usually in a game like this you would hear, like, you at the very least see some kind of a pop-up saying, like, you hear a click in the distance, or it doesn't sound like anything happened or something. Like, give you some feedback as to whether anything happened. Maybe it just disabled that. Maybe if we'd hit that first, we wouldn't have hit the. Maybe we wouldn't have hit the trap there. Okay, so we have a pillar of fire and a pillar of ice. Recall in the other room we were told we need to cross a pit of acid, and we had a journal where at least one person was speculating that, like, wouldn't fire just like set the acid on fire and possibly cause it to explode or something, like it might be volatile. So we're going to use that, and we're going to try the pillar of ice. A special cold grenade. Okay, just get something from... Okay, a special fire grenade, so... Alright, I guess we choose which one of these to use when we're at the pool. I'm also not sure, like, on my character sheet, I'm so light side that I actually have a glow around me. I'm very surprised that on this planet full of Sith, nobody points out that, like, hey, you're not very dark side at all. Okay, a dangerous looking pool of acid has flooded the room. Let's launch the special cold grenade at it. The pool freezes over. It is now walkable. Alright. Okay, we have some more of these giant statues. These are the ones that look like they're, like, holding something up, or like they're not holding it up above themselves, but like leaning against something, supporting it. Continuing the theme of most of the Sith statues being of like slaves or something. So I'm guessing it's either they have all these statues because they just like being reminded of their superiority and like oh, obviously I don't want to look at something greater than myself. I want to look at things lesser than myself to remind myself that I am the greatest. Uh, which is, that might be kind of a Sithish attitude. Um, or the other possibility is maybe there's some kind of like, maybe most Sith are just sadistic in a way and just like to see things in pain and torment. That could also fit with, if not all Sith, at least a good many Sith we've encountered. Um, okay. Hey, the star map! Been looking for you. Although, I wonder, the the people at this academy, at least the higher ups, I think actually mentioned the star map a couple times. They seem to know about the star map. I mean, certainly they know about this tomb. But it kind of surprises me that apparently they found this star map, but they didn't actually ever look to see if there were like the other star maps that they could use to try to find. Um, is this star map doing the star map thing, or is this a new thing? Because I thought we still had one more star map to find. It's definitely showing us a path somewhere. Because maybe I just wasn't paying attention on the previous star maps. Okay, but we still have something to do here so we can graduate Sith school. Let's see, this is statue. Alright, we got a Sith lightsaber. Tomb door closed. Aren't they gonna meet me here? Hey, there they are.
So, you returned to us with the lightsaber in hand, as I knew you would.
The Force has served you well.
You took a great risk in acquiring the artifact. You used your mind and your power. No peaceful meditation, no pacifism. Sometimes you must fight in order to achieve. This gives you your passion. This makes you stronger. This is what makes you superior. That is the lesson we teach with that part of the final test. Do you understand?
Okay, I would point out though, you said sometimes we must fight to achieve what we want, which would suggest that there's also sometimes that we don't need to fight, which kind of goes along with what we were looking at before of how, the Sith, the Sith aren't wrong to say that there's some things the Jedi do that aren't, that are wrong, but the Sith aren't entirely correct either, and they're far more morally sketchy. So, and also, let's see our options. The Sith are not the only ones who fight and take risks, which, I mean, considering how many Sith have been killed by Jedi, you would think that would be fairly obvious, but are you saying a Jedi couldn't have gotten the lightsaber? I wouldn't say I exerted myself getting this. I mean, except for the Tyrantatic, really didn't. But I don't believe you. I don't feel superior to anyone. That's definitely not true. I definitely do feel superior to Malik, at least. Don't feel superior to most people, but definitely feel superior to Malik. He was not... He was inferior in pretty much every way. Um, are you saying a Jedi couldn't have gotten this lightsaber? Because that would be very ironic, dramatic irony kind of way, I guess. Or I guess it would just be flat out incorrect, because I actually am a Jedi.
When a Jedi acts, it is with skill, true. But the Jedi teach you that your passions are counterproductive, that strength is only found in peace. Did you not feel a moment of excitement in the tomb? Did your passions not flow and make you feel stronger and more alive? What purpose would be served by restricting yourself from such? I would say only the purpose of the Jedi. Through this, they would control you and restrict your potential.
I don't know, the main emotion I felt was disappointment in finding out that the puzzle room didn't work, and a little bit of frustration in the Tyrantic fight. Um, but so let's see. But yeah, I can't really argue your point that the Jedi saying that you have to cut off all emotion, that is a little bit too much of an extreme. But hey, you know what? You should talk to my buddy Joe Lee about that, because I think he's got some pretty good ideas. You might have good philosophical discussions sometime. Sith are not the only ones who fight and take risks.
True, but most would say they fight only when they must, or not at all. We are the ones who know that struggle is what makes us superior.
But you just said that sometimes fighting is necessary. That's... You're talking about fighting when necessary, but then looking down on people who say they fight when they must. When you're saying, like, oh yeah, the struggle's a must. I, I don't know. I don't think you've really thought through your philosophy all the way. I'm kind of glad you're about to get replaced as head of this academy. Honestly, I wouldn't say I exert myself. I don't believe you. I don't feel superior to anyone. Let's just see what he has to say about that.
If you came to the academy, you must have felt the stirrings within you that cry out for the freedom of the dark side, that cry out for release. I can only show you the path that will lead to power and superiority. You have followed it this far. You must decide if you are capable of continuing.
See, again, you're making assumptions, because I actually came to this academy because I needed to find the star map. Had nothing to do with dark side or anything. So you saying that I must have come here for that reason, again, you're drawing faulty conclusions because you're working off of a faulty premise. Okay, and if I'm not capable of continuing, yeah, what happens if I'm not?
This is where your path ends, young one. There is no turning back once you have embarked on it.
Okay, I think I understand.
Good. The last part of your test will now commence. Here, you will learn the lesson of competition. All life must compete in order to flourish. Such is the natural way of the universe. To stand still is to know death. One must always be moving forward. So it is the same amongst the Sith. Compete or die. Mercy is irrelevant. So it behooves you in this final test to strike down one you are familiar with, for no other reason than to prove you are superior and without mercy. Normally, this would be against another student. You, however, get a special treat. You will fight Euthura here, my own apprentice.
You talk too much, old fool.
So, you know, do you? Well, it makes no difference. You have become too ambitious, Euthura. It is time for you to die.
No, it is time for you to die, Master. My pupil stands with me.
Sadly, Euthura, it is you who are mistaken. Your pupil is more ambitious than you realize. Isn't that so, young one?
See, sorry, Uthar, I'm with Uthar on this one. Or I'm with you, Master Uthar. Or you're both mistaken, I choose me. So I could flat out just say, like, yeah, I'm gonna take you both on. Or I'm tired of playing along with you, Sith scum, you both die. Pretty much the same sentiment, just stronger. let's see. I'm not sure I really want to take both of them on at once. That seems like that's just a really bad idea. So, side with Uthar or Euthura. I think we sided with Euthura, 'cause if I recall, we put the device in Uthar's bed. We didn't poison Euthura. And also, Uthar's the one here just, like, spouting out philosophy that's just really, really sketchy. Euthura, at least, there was more of a discussion to it. Uthar's just like, accept what I'm saying, even though I'm just basing it on nothing. So, yeah, I guess I'm with Euthura on this one. At least, even if we disagree with her, we can at least get some good discussions.
Do you hear that, my master? That is the sound of a new leader rising to replace you.
So the time has come, has it? I will... no, my strength leaves me.
You are weak, Uthar. And the Force has abandoned you. We have made sure of it.
We did? Okay, can we pick him up and spin him around? There we go. Oh, she can spin him around too. Okay, I really need to try to heal here. Oh wow, does he heal up to full health? Okay, let's try throwing a grenade at you.
KotOR is finished, and a new order is brought to the Academy. Excellent. Unfortunately for you, I don't intend to share power. It's time for you to die.
To be honest, I half expected something like this. But I don't want any power. Or, typical, I knew this was coming. I was gonna kill you anyway, Sith. This makes it easy. I mean, no, actually, if you had just left it at that, I was gonna let you walk away, because I mean we're not. It's not like we're gonna be able to destroy the entire academy anyway, so we'd probably just have to destroy the Sith out on the battlefield. But yeah, I kind of knew it.
Then you should have no trouble defending yourself, for what it's worth.
Okay. Spin you around, and I get back, then I can throw some grenades at her.
Stop. I yield. You are too strong for me. Gather your hatred and strike me down if that is your will.
Okay. I have no problem with that. Die. Or, I have no other choice. I'm sorry. Go on, get out of here. Yeah, if I only fought you because you attacked me. As I said, I would have let you go. So, just
As
get out of
I
here.
thought, you are no Sith. A real Sith would have no hesitation in striking me down.
Yeah. Good point. Time to die. Or, that's right. I am no Sith, and I'm glad of it. I mean, I don't think I ever once actually claimed to be Sith. The whole time I was here at the Academy, everybody just made assumptions. Or, I'm showing you mercy, don't push it. Or, I can't do that, just go. Yeah, I'm no Sith, I'm a Jedi.
Then I hope you got what you came to the Academy for, whatever that was. I was right the first time back at the cantina, wasn't I? There is something strange about you. More so than I even suspected. Your path leads elsewhere to a destiny I can only guess at. Whatever it is does not involve joining the Sith. Not yet, at least. Go then. Go and leave here. I'll not stop you.
I mean, it... How would... Because it doesn't involve joining the Sith at this point in time, but also presumably not joining the Sith later in the future. Instead, we joined the Sith in the past, back when we were Darth Revan. And okay, so let's see. We've got some credits, some grenades, and a Sinagar war suit. What's that look like? It's just medium. After the Great Hyperspace War 1,000 years ago, the heirs of Empress Teta militarized their world and industry, a legacy that produced battle armor still sought after today. Okay. And we have the star map from Korriban. Oh, and we should be able to check on our, here, this should tell us if we have one more or not. We've discovered the last of the star maps, and now have the hyperspace coordinates that will lead you to the Star Forge and a final confrontation with Malak. You only hope you aren't too late, for Bastila's sake, and the sake of the entire galaxy. Okay, so presumably Bastila's still alive. Good to know. Or, I guess it leads us to think that, she's still alive, and we need to hurry so that she will still be alive. Technically, I guess she could already be dead by now, and we'd still be rushing, if we were unaware of that. But that's okay. Do I have anything else to do on this planet? I might need to talk to Jolie again. Might need to talk to Juhani. Mandalorian weapons cache, we can't really do anything because we kind of killed Master Uthar. There's no prestige to be gained anymore. Candace, we need to talk again. I mean, it's kind of too late to aid LaShao. Already kind of finished all that, so I think we're done here. Pardon me. Don't mind the Jedi who just killed the headmaster of the academy and significantly beat up the new headmaster. Hey, you have a name. Have we talked to you?
Greetings. I don't think I've seen you at the Academy before. Here to investigate the ruins.
Who are you? What can you tell me about these ruins? Have you heard about a star map being found here? Yeah, have you heard about the star map I just found?
A star map? No, I haven't heard anything about that. Something like that could be in Nagasato's tomb, I suppose. That tomb's off limits to the students.
Nagasato's tomb?
It's the second tomb on the left when you enter the valley. Nagasato was the leader of the old Sith Masters here, we think. Darth Malak found something in there a while back, however, and ever since then only Master Uthar can enter it.
Okay. What did he find, you know? I mean, we know that he doesn't know since he doesn't know anything about a star map, and we know that's what's in there.
No. A lot of the discoveries are kept secret, even from the students. I only heard that Darth Malak found something there by rumor, to be honest.
Okay. So who are you?
My name's Dak Vesser. I'm assigned to the Valley Ruins, as you can see. We've been painstakingly uncovering these tombs for many months now. Master Uthar won't allow us to dig with lasers or sonics. We have to use hand tools only, so we don't accidentally destroy anything we run across. That makes progress very slow, however.
Okay, what can you tell me about the ruins?
Well, it seems that the Sith once inhabited Korriban a long time ago. There was a fortress here that was destroyed at some point before the Sith abandoned the planet completely. Why they left, we don't know. Perhaps the Jedi drove them off. The tombs in this valley are the only parts of the fortress we found mostly intact.
Okay, made any unusual findings?
Some. Most of the interesting stuff is still in the tombs, but Master Uthar prefers to leave them to be explored by the students as a challenge. In time, they will probably become safe enough for us to enter. Until that time, however, we're stuck to digging up the valley piece by piece.
The tombs are dangerous?
Definitely dangerous, Most of the students that go inside them don't come back out. Master Yuthar prefers it that way.
Preferred, actually. Um, okay. Thank you. I've got to go.
All right, just be careful if you head into any of those tombs.
I wasn't really, but I appreciate your concern. So I'll just run through and see if anything's changed at the academy since we, now that we've killed off the headmaster and beat up the replacement headmaster, and see if trying to remember if any of the other Sith acolytes actually made it through the testing. So, oh, hey Jolie, there you are.
Got something on your mind, dude?
Okay, let's see if we can talk here, I guess. Why'd you leave the Jedi?
Who said I left the Jedi?
You did. You said you weren't a Jedi any longer. Are you saying you're still a Jedi? Or don't play games with me, old man. Hey, you said you weren't a Jedi.
Well, technically I was only a Padawan. Not that that makes a difference to most, but as for the Order itself, no, I never left it. It left me.
What do you mean, it left you? That's about the dumbest thing I ever heard. So are you a Jedi or not? What do you mean, it left you?
You know what I hate? Well, you know, lots of things. I'm old and easily annoyed, but that's besides the point. What I really hate are how most people view the Jedi. Everyone thinks that the Jedi are perfect, that they can do no wrong. They think the Jedi Council is completely incapable of injustice.
Okay, whoever's fighting with the lightsaber, can you keep it down? We're trying to have a conversation here. I certainly don't think that. Or, let me guess, you disagree? Were you perfect? That's a laugh. I certainly don't think that.
I guess you are as stupid as you sometimes are. No doubt you've been on the receiving end of Jedi justice at least once, eh? And I'm not even talking about how some of us fall to the dark side. No, that's plenty indication of our fallibility. But it's something else entirely. No, I'm talking about how more than all or not, having a robe-wearing Jedi can try to do the right thing and still be completely wrong.
I don't get it. What do you mean? Was the Jedi wronged you in some way, I take it? Or nobody can be right about everything. Let's just let him explain. What do you mean?
Suppose I'm not being very clear. Come to think of it, I don't have to be clear. Someone my age is entitled to ramble, damn it. For this sake, try to explain. I'll tell you a little tale about a Jedi master I once knew. Hortath, I think. Or was it Hortoth? I can never get it straight.
Okay, yeah, this really wasn't a great place to chat, was it? So go on, I'll listen. Is gonna have a point? Or no, I don't have any time for any stupid stories. I'd stop the dialogue and try again somewhere else, but I'm not sure if we do that, if he's gonna like get offended and refuse to talk to us anymore. So go on, I'll listen.
Where was I then? Oh yes, Master Hortath. He was a kind of well, the most nearsighted thing in the Corps, I swear. He would walk into walls, knock over tables, mistake apprentices for rancor beasts, that sort of thing. And he was too proud to submit to proper treatment. Some used to counsel him in the urge to use the Force, Master Hortath. Allow the Force to see for him. But he refused to believe that his eyes were failing. He simply squinted more and more as the years went on. The other Jedi resignedly passing it off as the amusing quirk of a compassionate old man.
Okay, if he's confusing students with rancors, that doesn't sound like bad eyesight. That sounds like something was going wrong upstairs. And I don't get it. Is this supposed to have a point? Go on. Let's go on.
So, one day a young Padawan meets Master Hortath in the courtyard and, not knowing of his blindness, asks him for directions to the council. quite sure of himself, Hordath gave the lad directions, which happened to lead back outside and away from the Enclave. The Padawan is confused, naturally. He asks if Master Hordath is sure, and of course Master Hordath says that he is. The Padawan suggests the proud Hordath now feels insulted. He tells the Padawan to take the route he prescribed and no other. Rather dejectedly, the Padawan did as he was told, and so ended up leaving the Jedi Order forever. It was decided that the boy's fate was to leave the Order anyway, though whether that was out of respect for Hordath or because the boy went off to something else will.
So what does the Padawan leaving the Jedi have to do with the Jedi leaving you? So you knew this Master Hortath or the Padawan? Or so what's the point? That's a stupid story. Well, I do have to say, it's a little bit of an odd story. It seems odd that the Padawan would just be like, okay, well, guess I'm leaving the Jedi because Jedi Master got confused. So yeah, did you know this Master Hortath or the Padawan?
No, both of them were from before my time. Well before the Sith Wars, even.
I don't understand.
The tale is about blindness, and I thought the point was clear. At any rate, you think about it. You're the one who asked why the Jedi left. Now let's get going. The feet are itching for a good run.
Okay. So let's see, we have a story about blindness and about how a blind Jedi was trying to help a student but gave him bad directions because he's blind. And as a result, the student ended up not becoming a Jedi. Which I can see the well-meaningness of it there, but notice also that the real sticking point, the thing that seemed to make it particularly bad, was Master Hortath's pride and inability to like admit that he might be wrong. So the blindness was one thing, but the pride seemed to be the bigger issue there, or what maybe be more correct to say that that's what allowed the blindness to become an issue. So, let's see. Let's just check if there's anything we want to buy here before we leave. Talk among the Zerka people is of a rebellion on the planet of Adian. It appears the Wookiees have turned on their masters. I have to assume you're the one responsible for this. I can think of no other who could bring about the collapse of Zerka's operation so spectacularly. Okay, I think we already heard this. I only hope your actions don't draw the attention of your old apprentice. I'd suggest you stock up my inventory in anticipation of your next meeting with Malik. Yes, let me see your items. Robes. Aided by custom armor like this, Jurgen Kalta had no combat equal, so his enemies tried more exotic attacks. It was a Gaxan brain slug left on a pillow that proved his undoing. Oh. Let's see, if we could afford that, that might be nice, but that's just more of a... I want to have it just because it has a name and a story behind it. I don't think we really need that. And... yeah, we don't really need any of this stuff. I think we already got the stuff we really need. Dexterity plus 4 in an implant wouldn't be too bad. Let's see if we can sell stuff for that. Okay, I think we've sold a lot of stuff already, but get rid of long-term domination by the Sith has erased the memory of the Massassi rituals for which this armor was designed, but it retains its effectiveness on the battlefield regardless. Was this a unique thing? Better hold on to it just in case. Senegar Warsuit. That's Master Uthar's, Exar Kun's. Mandalorian battle armor, that's kind of generic. Yeah. Okay, Nagasadow's Poison Blade is only worth 370 credits. That's wow. The mere presence of Dark Lord Nagasadow would come to imbue his personal weapons with the taint he carried, poisoned as his spirit was. But apparently, being like tainted by the poisonous spirit of one of the most famous Sith lords who lived isn't worth very much. So. Silverline sword's worth nothing. Might have to sell some of our special stuff if we want to. Whoa, Solari crystal. This is the one we just found. There are many famous lightsaber crystals spoken of in the history of the Jedi Order, though few are as powerful as the legendary Solari crystal, an artifact of true light side power. Only those Jedi who are pure in spirit can wield a lightsaber equipped with this gleaming white gem. Only the great Jedi Master, or when the great Jedi Master Udnar initiated his life cycle change after 1,000 years of serving the Order, he bequeathed the Solari crystal to his most promising student, a young female Jedi named Shayla Nur. When Shayla disappeared shortly after the time of the Great Hunt, the Solari crystal vanished with her. Okay, and she's the one that we found in the found her corpse there. Okay, well, Sith Assassin pistol. We can go ahead and sell that. European prototype. Yep. Okay. Okay, generic Sith sniper rifle, worth as much as Nagasadow's personal sword. It's, I guess maybe some people just don't appreciate history. Sith mask. Yeah, we don't really need a Sith mask. We don't. Two-lot Cords mask. Okay, we'll keep that. It's Marco Ragnos' gauntlets. Shiny dueling shield. Oh, these are pretty good. Okay. Almost there. There we go. Yep, now just want to... Plants. The Gordelon reaction system. This implant hyperstimulates the nervous system of the wearer, significantly improving both reaction time and hand-eye coordination. Okay. So I don't think we can... I don't think we've got our implant usage up to 3 yet. Yeah. But when we do, that'll be a good one for us to take. Improve our dexterity considerably. So yeah, have to say, after making it through Sith school here, not terribly impressed. I don't think kids are going to be, checking daily, hoping to get their Sith Academy letter in the mail like they do with Hogwarts letters. So let's see if Candace wants to speak.
Yeah, what do you want?
Tell me about when you worked for Davik, or what are your thoughts now? I think we've already asked him about Davik, haven't we? Let's ask again.
Working for Davik was like driving a spike through the side of your head. Sure, you got something new in there, but in the end, you've lost something as well. Beating up people who wouldn't or couldn't pay, strong-arming his competitors, killing who he said. It was busy work, nothing decent.
You were an assassin? Or killed his competitors? Now that's the way things should be done. Tell me about it later. I want to ask something else. You were like an assassin, or?
Assassin, mercenary.
Those are names people give guys like me who do the killing to make us seem better or worse in their eyes. I've killed many people. I can't say I'm proud of it, but I have. Criminals, competitors, businessmen, police, women, children. Jedi were a better challenge, but they hardly ever poked around in the Undercity. Until you came along. But I never wanted to challenge you. Never felt the need. Maybe I knew I couldn't win. Just like all those years ago.
A wise decision. Or, you know, I'd have beaten you again. No, it was wise, and thank you for not forcing us to fight and one of us having to kill the other.
Yeah, probably. You probably would have beaten me again. Maybe you would have.
You've said that several
But
times.
you're not who you were back then. I can tell. You've changed. And maybe I have to. I remember a time when I could do anything I wanted. Kill, maim, murder. It was all the same to me. But now that I am older, I can look back and regret.
Regret in a Mandalorian is unbecoming. Or over what? I regret to tell you that I never regret anything. What regrets do you have?
I look back and regret all the chances I had as a warrior. And then all the chances I've had since then. I shouldn't be getting like this. Not when so many other things are happening, but... It feels like something has changed inside and I don't know what it is. This is unbecoming a warrior. Let's get on with everything before I start getting sentimental or something. Is there something else you want to know?
Okay, let's try talking to him again.
Yeah, what do you...
Let's see. Oh, we don't have the option to ask about how he feels now.
Your choice.
What he's thinking now. Okay. Maybe that would have led to the same dialogue, and we'll move on to something else later. Okay, I want to see. So this one is deflection bonus 5, 2 energy damage. What does... It says more against droids, and attack bonus. Where's the solar? Okay, attack bonus 3, damage bonus versus alignment group dark side 1d8, light side damage bonus physical 3. Okay. So it gives us more attack and more damage and a lot more damage if we're going against the dark side. There are many famous lightsabers. Okay. Yeah, we already read that. So, let's see, which one of these do we want to replace though? This is Luxum. Attack bonus. Let's replace this one because I think moving forward we'll probably be facing. I mean, we'll probably still be facing some droids, but I think the dark side folk are going to be the ones who give us more trouble in general. Jolie, you want to talk anymore?
Got something on your mind, dude?
What do you know about the Sith now that we are no longer having someone practice a lightsaber right next to us?
Bad men. Women too, to be fair.
To be fair. You must know more than that. I'm not in the mood to play games, which would be rather ironic as I sit here playing a game. You must know more than that.
Oh, indeed. They make a fine sandwich also. But don't tell the Jedi Council I said that.
I think the Jedi Council died on Dantooine, didn't they? So we won't be telling them much of anything. Do you know anything important about the Sith or not? Or you're being elusive on purpose? Or spit it out, old man, or things get rough. I think Jolie likes it when he gets us to explicitly point out that he's just being difficult, so you're being elusive on purpose.
And just what gave you the impression that I know anything more about the Sith than you do?
You did. You said you fought them. I mean, granted, I fought as one of them, but I have no memory of that, so there's a difference.
Oh, that's right. Damn the years of the young. I was expecting you to be your usual inattentive self when I mentioned that. So it's true, yes. I fought plenty of Sith. That was during the time of XR Kun. Oh, 40 years ago now. Has it been that long?
Are these Sith the same as the ones who followed me? Presumably when I was Darth Revan? Are these the same Sith that we're fighting now? Or who is this XR Kun? So tell me what you know. Tell me more about XR Kun. That's a name that I recognize from Star Wars media, but I don't really know much about him.
XR was a Jedi who was corrupted by ghosts of the old Sith, or so they say. He attempted to conquer the Republic and create a new golden age of the Sith.
Sort of like Revan. I mean, me. I assume he was killed? And he was killed? Yeah, this XR Kun guy and I sound like we really got along. So, was he killed, or was he captured by the Jedi and then brainwashed into being a Jedi again, and now he's a light side Jedi again? Maybe Jolie's XR Kun for all we know.
Better to say he was defeated, but essentially yes. The victory did not come easily, however.
Okay. So what happened during the war with XR Kun then?
That is not a pleasant time to remember. After XR Kun fell to the dark side, he attempted to recruit other Jedi to his cause. What surprised us, what took us completely unprepared, was how utterly successful he was. Many Jedi joined him and became Sith themselves. Why they did, I will never truly know, but they did. Battle broke out throughout the Order, pupil against master. We fought ourselves.
That must have been difficult. But you exterminated all the traitors, right? They just called it part of their training. This isn't going to be more sad moaning, is it? Nah, it must have been difficult.
Yes, more than difficult. Next to impossible. How do you fight against someone you love? I dislike such memories. It leaves a taste in the mouth that... it is a sadness I thought I'd put aside long ago. Ask me about the war some other time, just not now. I would prefer to be by myself for now.
Okay. We'll talk later. So, Juhani, anything new, or is it just the same old, nothing
How
new?
may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
Can we talk?
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Oh, good. Well, now we can ask more. Tell me more about your past.
Well, I mentioned before that my parents had fled to Taris. Perhaps I can tell you about that.
Please do. Go on. Or there were no KotOR on Taris that I saw. Well, let's just ask her to go on. That seems like that's getting unnecessarily confrontational.
In the early days of the Mandalorian War, there had been fighting closer to the Outer Rim worlds.
Near the world your species comes from? Or your people were in that region? Or what caused them to flee? Yeah, what? I'm not even sure what world do the KotOR come from. Will you say that if I just generically refer to the world?
KotOR was there, yes.
Oh, then
My
we'll just
people
call
had
KotOR.
a great reputation as warriors, and that appealed to the Mandalore version of honor. They sought to test themselves against us, I think. Test themselves by bombing our world, slaughtering my people while they slept or while they ran.
How did it happen? Or your world was taken that easily? Or the Mandalorians fought dirty? Yeah, how did it happen?
They swooped down from space, across the world, firing at anything that moved. They used ships in space to destroy all orbital facilities and bombard the surface. We did resist, and in spite of their violent attack, we did stave them off for quite a while. But in the end, we were doomed.
Why did the Republic not help you? Or the Jedi could have helped. And that is what you get for being unprepared. Now, I'm guessing what's going to happen is we're going to find out that, like, recall when the Mandalorians were just getting started, the Republic didn't want to fight them. They were kind of hoping, like, I don't know I forget if there was disagreement or if it was like, the other things have been going on that they, didn't really have the capacity to fight. but they were kind of hoping that, like, well, as long as they don't attack the Republic worlds, we'll just kind of leave things alone. Which, if I recall, the Mandalorians, that actually drove the Mandalorians to attack more worlds because they were trying to draw the Republic into a fight. And ultimately, that's what ended up with Revan and Malak rallying a bunch of Jedi and um, Republic soldiers who did want to fight, defeating the Mandalorians, and then eventually going off and starting their own little Sith empire. So, why did the Republic not help you? Let's hear your side of things.
We were not members of the Republic. KotOR was beyond the edge of the Republic, in the Outer Rim. And besides, they could not have known. Our interstellar communications were the first things the Mandalores hit. All other short-range communicators were jammed. We were on our own. We knew what was coming. We had fought the Mandalorians in the first war against Exar Kun and the Sith. We knew there would be no mercy for us. The most we could do was pack the few of our people who survived onto what few ships remained and send them off into space as fast as they could. Most did not make it.
But you survived? Well, obviously. Or what about your family? An atrocity. I mean, it's pretty obvious that she survived, or if... I guess I don't know if she was... did she say if she was personally there, or if she's just recounting family story? But, I mean, regardless, you know, she's a survivor or a descendant of a survivor, or else she wouldn't be here. Yeah, what happened with your family?
My parents carried me as a baby with them, and were lucky enough to escape.
Okay,
They
were born
fled
at
as
the time.
far as they were able, and eventually settled on Taris. They could stand running no further, I think. But Taris was a horrible choice. Dominated by humans, intolerant of other species, it made everyday life unnecessarily hard.
How did your family cope? Or, your parents do not sound very wise to me. True, but might be a little bit harsh. Or Terrace is not a nice place to raise a child. How did your family cope?
My father turned to stimulants. He spent much of his time in local bars and dives. But we are warriors. It runs through our blood. And when he was on stims, he became foolish. He let his warrior nature get the best of him. So he would get intoxicated, and he would fight. And finally, one day, he would die.
He died? I'm assuming that's meant to just be like a prompt to continue, like you just repeat what somebody says to prompt them to continue, not like you're genuinely asking, wait, he died? Seems odd considering you just said that he died. So, that's tragic. Let's go with how did he die?
Killed by a man who provoked him into a fight and killed him like an animal. I am sorry. I cannot talk about this any longer right now.
Okay, sorry to upset you, but I guess I'll go talk to Karth and see how he's doing with very quickly turning his son from hardcore Sith fan to double agent for the Republic.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Oh, Karth doesn't want to talk about his double agent son. Okay, never mind.
You got it.
Alright, so we have the Starforge system. This planet has no entry in the Republic archives, but there's also still isn't there another? I thought we had one more world that we could visit. Oh, Yavin 4, that's what I'm thinking of. These coordinates point to a small space station orbiting the gas giant Yavin. We haven't been here yet. This is why I was thinking that we had another star map to visit. I guess now we know there's no star map, but we'll check out what's there anyway. Okay, We spend the entire time on Korriban and nobody suspects anything about us. And as soon as we try to leave, oh hey, let's attack their spaceship. Okay. Oh, backwards. Can't really seem to lead these guys enough. Yeah, that looked like that takes 2 hits to kill. There we go. Okay, there's that, and you. There we are. There we go. Okay. Now do you want to talk about it, Kurt?
Yes, what's in...
No? Okay.
You got it.
Alright, well. Guess let's go explore the old space station here. And in case you're not aware, Yavin is actually pretty famous in the Star Wars universe. That's at the end of A New Hope, when the Death Star is approaching the Rebel base. That is on one of the moons of Yavin. So, the large red planet there is the same gas giant you see in the movie. Okay, I have a lot of doors to get through a hall with not much going on in it. Hey, who is that? What do you want? I recognize your ship. Davix, isn't it? But who are you? You new or something? Yeah, I'm new. Very new. Or I don't know what you're talking about. Or open this door. I'm your friend. Open this door, I'll blow my way in. Yeah, let's just open the door. Let's talk. Yes, I'll open the door for you, friend. Suvam Tan. Okay. You don't look like I thought you would. Too human. Don't see many of your kind out here at all anymore. Not since the war, at any rate. What brings you here? I'm on a quest for the Jedi Council. I'm trying to defeat Darth Malak. I seek the pieces of a map to a star forge. None of your business, bug eyes. I mean, we came onto this station, which doesn't seem to have anyone on it except for him. I guess it actually would be perfectly within his business to wonder, like, hey, what are you guys doing on my station? Seek the pieces of a map to a star forge, which I thought was going to be here before I found the last one elsewhere. So, Star Forge, never heard of it. There's nothing in this system except ruins of Exar Kun's war. Exar Kun? I had an old man ramble about him to me recently. What? Don't tell me you youngsters don't know anything about Exar Kun and the war. Then again, there have been a lot of troubles recently, I've heard. Enlighten me about XR Kun. Well, we've actually just heard a bit about XR Kun. What have you heard about the current war? Tell me about the system or tell me about yourself. What about the current war? Only what the smugglers and Trandoshans have told me. A new Sith Lord has risen up to replace the dead one, and he's beating the Republic up pretty bad. They don't seem too displeased with that prospect. They didn't seem too displeased with that prospect. Who are the Trandoshans? Who are the smugglers? What can you tell me about Trandoshans? Trandoshans? Mercenaries and bounty hunters. Scum, mostly. They look like big two-legged lizards. Oh, sort of like Rhodians. That seems a little bit rude. This guy here, of course, is a Rhodian. And Trandoshan, I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but we actually see Trandoshans in Empire Strikes Back when Darth Vader's assembled bounty hunters to go look for Luke Skywalker and Han Solo and the rest. The one of the bounty hunters there is a Trandoshan named Bosk. So why are they here? What do they want with you? Yeah, why are they here? They found me here a couple years after the war ended. Usually they don't bargain with people they find alone in abandoned space stations, but we worked out a deal. I'd give them a few of my more applicable inventions at reasonable prices, and they'd keep me supplied with food and new materials. It's worked out well so far, for years really. With Davik gone, they've been getting ideas though. Okay. So you knew Davik was gone, but then you were like, hey, are you with Davik? So do you have anything you'd be willing to sell me? It sounds like you deal in some interesting items. Yeah, I have a few things kicking around the place, stuff the Trandoshans and smugglers have brought for me to look at, and a few things I've been making from parts. They aren't cheap though. They pay a lot for what I can make, and anything I sell to you I can't exactly sell to them now, can I? But if you're willing to pay, I've got a few of my more advanced things you can look at. I'm always working on more, so you can check back some other time if I don't have what you want right now. Okay, so let's see. I have a light exoskeleton. A relatively new type of power-assisted armor, this suit mimics the major muscle movements of the wearer with mechanical impulses, resulting in greater strength and faster reaction times. Bragwin Shadow Armor. A specialty of the Bragwin, this modifiable suit has advanced adaptive camouflage technology that, when combined with a stealth generator, allows it to blend in nearly seamlessly with the background when viewed from any direction. It is generally only sold to respected governments, but a number have found their way into more disreputable distribution channels. Advanced Stabilizer Gloves. Ooh, those sound nice. Dexterity +3, Blaster Bolt Deflection +5. These gloves contain an advanced fire control and trajectory analysis system which links to held ranged weapons. This allows the user greater accuracy when aiming their own weapons and also gives warning when incoming fire would likely hit the wearer. Okay. We have advanced sensory implant with more awareness and dexterity. By assisting the areas of the user's brain dedicated to sensory interpretation, this implant greatly heightens the user's awareness of their surroundings, as well as spatial perception and analysis. This biostabilizer implant, this detailed microcomputer, analyzes the contents of the user's circulatory system, as well as surges and drops in nerve transmission rates. It attempts to stabilize the user's system and remove undesirable elements from it. Okay, Bragwin Droid Shield. Okay, this is one of the shield units for droids, but this has unlimited uses. A super efficient version of a normal droid energy shield, the Bragwin version has been modified and customized to be able to run off the power supply of the droid mounting it. While the energy drain on the droid is insignificant, the protection gained is equal, if not superior, to a normal light droid energy shield. Okay. You got some cool stuff here, but unfortunately I'm kind of out of money at the moment. But if I survive and manage to pick up some extra cash, might come back for some more stuff. That looks kind of cool. Thank you. So interesting that they have this this other planet option that, like, it's listed among the among the worlds where you're looking for a star map, and apparently its only purpose is you can come here and find some cool unique items, and I guess they change throughout the game, so like you can't get all the really good stuff right off the bat. You have to wait until I'm assuming it's probably doing it like after each time you beat a planet, maybe his stock changes, so that way, you know, that's how it can tell roughly how far you are through the game. Alright, let's go ahead and save, and we're going to be heading to the Starforge planet.
Yes, what's on your mind?
No, Karth, no, I'm trying to use the map. I wasn't even looking at you. The Starforge system. No entry in the Republic archives.
You are strong, child. But I will break you.
I'll never fall to the dark side. You think torture will turn me, Malik? You're a fool.
Torture? No, dear Bastila. You misunderstand. This is but a taste of the dark side to whet your appetite. When you finally swear loyalty to me, it will be willingly.
Never.
Such resolve in your words, but I see the truth in your heart. The dark side calls to you, Bastila. You hunger to taste it. Become my apprentice, and all its power can be yours.
Very odd marketing strategy. I guess recruitment strategy that Malik's got there. Is that the Starforge? Is it actually like drawing off the energy from a star? Okay, that would be a rather apt description then.
The Starforge. I've never seen anything like it. I'm transmitting these coordinates to Admiral Dodana. Maybe a quick strike by the Republic can cripple the Sith fleet. Message is away. Now we can just wait for the Republic to show up. We should be safe here. We're outside their sensor range.
Okay, that's the end of the game, I guess.
Small vanguard of Sith fighters coming in hard.
Oh.
Someone needs to get on those gun turrets. Take those fighters out before they report our position to the main fleet.
Alright, let's go ahead and...
Incoming fighters!
Yeah, I noticed. Thanks, Karth. Come on. Okay, it was a twofer, I guess. Now, as long as none of them use their radios at all during that fight, you should be
We've
okay.
got problems. We've flown in some kind of disruptor field. All my instruments are jammed. We've got massive overloads in all systems. I'm picking up a single planet in this system. I'll try and put us down there. Hold on. This may be a rough landing.
It looks like you are flying incredibly smoothly. Oh, this is a lovely planet. Well done, Karth. You found a great planet for us to get stranded on.
Whew! Talk about your rough landings, Karth. What's the matter? You're flying like you've been on an all-night Teresian ale drinking binge.
That disruptor field fried our stabilizers. We're lucky we made it down in one piece. But if I can't find the salvage to make repairs, I won't even be able to get the Ebonhawk airborne again.
During our rather rapid descent, I noticed the hulls of many crashed ships scattered across the landscape. Perhaps the parts you need can be found among the wreckage.
The KotOR's right. This planet's a technological graveyard. I saw dozens of downed ships out there. That disruptor field must have wiped them all out. But where could it be coming from?
Even if we get the stabilizers fixed, we have to find and disable the source of that disruptor field before we can take off. Otherwise, we'll just end up crashing again.
Okay, so we're hoping that the disruptor field is on this planet and not, like, on the Starforge or some other place where we can't access it. Or if it is, we'll have to find some way to get over there, I guess. But that disruptor field could wipe out the entire Republic fleet. I wonder why the Sith ships aren't affected by the disruptor field. Also, I find it odd that everybody's talking about what a terrible rough landing this is, and it looked like it was one of the smoothest ones we've seen in Star Wars media. But I guess maybe people are just very, very sensitive to their landings. I wonder why some of the Sith ships aren't affected by the disruptor field.
They must have some kind of protection against it, but the Republic fleet won't. We have to find a way to disable that disruptor field, or the Sith will slaughter them.
T3's picking up massive power fluctuations on the ship's sensors. They seem to be coming from some type of large stone structure to the east. It looks like some kind of ancient temple.
Okay. You all seem to be forgetting about Bastila. Well, I mean, don't know that she's here. She'd probably be with the Sith fleet, actually. But, hey, I thought we needed to find some stabilizers for the ship. Let's go check it out. I mean, somebody mentioning that, hey, there's some kind of ancient temple in this area, and we have no idea what's it. Yeah, I'm definitely. Let's go check it out.
Good idea. If that temple's generating power, it probably has something to do with that disruptor field.
Hey, don't forget about Bastila, guys. We still have to rescue her, too.
I only hope we're not too late. Bastila has been Malak's prisoner for a long time. If he can turn her to the dark side, she will join him, and the Sith will be invincible.
Bastila would never turn to the dark side. Or even together, they're no match for me. I used to be a Sith Lord, remember? Where's the option for, even if she turns to the dark side, it'll just be part of her Jedi training and we'll just turn her back anyway. Especially since Juhani's the one bringing that point up. You'd think she'd remember that, but... yeah, Bastila would never turn to the dark side, even though she's definitely always kind of grouchy and stuck up and doesn't really have a sense of humor. But I guess, that those are all actually kind of Jedi-ish traits. Jedi or Sith, who would have more people with a sense of humor? That's kind of a tough call, I think. At least as portrayed here. If I'm going with like the original Star Wars trilogy, Obi-Wan seemed to have a little bit of a sense of humor. Yoda seemed to have a bit of a sense of humor. Anakin in the prequel trilogy at least tried to have a sense of humor at times. Regardless, Bastila wouldn't turn to the dark side.
I fear Bastila will find the lure of the dark side difficult to resist. She is strong in the Force, but she's also impulsive, willful, and proud, as you once were, Revan.
Don't call me that. I'm not Revan anymore. If Basila's joined Malak, then she'll suffer the same fate he does. Or where's the option for... I haven't changed that much. I don't want to just like say like, yeah, I'm gonna go in and slaughter everybody, because that doesn't seem like a very Jedi thing. But okay, I guess don't call me Revan anymore, even though I call myself Revan all the time.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Now that you know your true identity, I was afraid you might slip back over to the dark side. If Bastila feels as you do, there may yet be hope for her.
Well, if Bastila's on the Starforge like you think, Jolie, then we can't rescue her until we disable that disruptor field. The sooner we investigate that temple to the east, the better. We can probably find the wreckage of a downed ship along the way. And if we're lucky, we can salvage some stabilizers from it to get off this planet.
I hope everything works out as smooth as you make it sound, Karth.
Well, so do I, Mission. So do I.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I was thinking Mission was standing like over where Canderous was, so when Karth turned around there, just like he had his back turned to everybody. But, okay, well, we'll... Oh, yeah, Jolie, do you want to... I'm not sure if we'll get another chance to talk about this, so you want to talk more about your past, or anything?
Got something on your mind, dude?
Do you want to talk about the war now?
Not particularly.
Okay. I'll ask you some other time then. Or no time like the present? You said you'd tell me later, so spit it out already. Yeah, no time like the present, while we're about to investigate some ruins and crashed on an enemy planet.
I suppose you're going to nag me until I cough it up, aren't you?
Pretty much.
Nothing is private anymore, it looks like. There's no escaping it, I guess. So be it. My wife's name was Neyama. She was the Yukanis enforcer who shot me out of the sky, if you remember.
Okay. What does your wife have to do with the war? No, I don't remember. Are you on senile? I didn't ask about your wife, old man. What does your wife have to do with the... I mean, you're going to tell me anyway, but...
My wife had plenty to do with the war. Upon meeting her, I knew right away that she was strong in the Force. That's why she was able to shoot me down. Neyama was a marvel of a woman. Fiery, determined, smart. She dragged me to the capital and foiled 3 of my attempts to escape prison. Oh, and that body.
The war?
Well, yes, that. Needless to say, I eventually won her over. That was after I kidnapped her upon being broken out of the Yukatas prison, mind you. But, that's another story entirely. At any rate, I wanted to train her in the Jedi way. The Council refused my request, naturally. I was still a Padawan at the time. I was an experienced Padawan, surely, but not yet ready to be a full Jedi, and certainly not ready to train another, especially not one so old as my wife.
So you disobeyed the Council, like I did. Or you disobeyed the Jedi Council? Or so you're saying you were an idiot? Or what did she think of all this? Yeah, what did she think of all this?
Neyama was intrigued by the idea of becoming a Jedi. She liked the idea of power too much, perhaps, but I certainly didn't see that at the time. I believed in her and trained her in secret. I ignored her willful nature. I loved her too much to see fault in her. She loved me too. I know she did. At the time, our love was a shared bliss. Better than anything I had known before or since.
So what happened?
Exar Kun is what happened. Neyama was inspired by Exar's promises of a new golden age. She wanted to join him. She came to me, pleading with me to throw aside what she called the decrepit trappings of the Jedi, to join her in Exar's war.
So she had fallen to the dark side? Or so you killed her, of course. What did you do? Yeah, was she, like, fully dark side at this point, or?
I hadn't thought so, not right then. I was too proud to believe that of her. I had trained her myself. I loved her. I pleaded with her to reconsider, to think about all that she was throwing away, to think about what she would become. She would have none of it. Finally, in frustration, she attacked me. She drew her lightsaber and attempted to strike me down. It was a scene being repeated everywhere throughout the galaxy. Pupil against master. In my case, it was a long and terrible battle, but I defeated her.
You killed her?
No. I had her at my mercy, disarmed and defenseless. She looked up at me and she knew. She knew I couldn't do it.
Sounds familiar. Seems like the Jedi don't like killing their helpless enemies. I don't think I could have either. But she was a Sith then, right? Or you were a fool. No, I don't think I could have done it either. I mean, I didn't do it with the Sith who actually was my enemy on Korriban. I certainly don't think I could do it with, my wife or girlfriend or even just a close friend or family member.
But I should have. Sometimes I convince myself otherwise, but it's no use. She had fallen to the dark side when she raised her saber against me, and I let her go. To my shame, she went on to kill many Jedi during the war, until she herself was slain in the final battle. I grieved for her death, inevitable as it was, even as the Jedi Council put me on trial for my actions once the war was over.
Okay. I'm kind of getting some mixed messages here, because you say, like, oh, I knew she was dark side, from the moment she lifted her lightsaber blade, and act as if, like, at that moment, it was, okay, I just should have killed her. We have Juhani traveling with us, who, struck at her master, fought against us. We had no personal connection with her. We just beat her and showed mercy and was like, hey, why don't you turn back to the light side? And then she was like, nah, I can't do that. We're like, no, seriously, go ahead, do it. She's like, oh, okay. Why is everybody acting like turning from the dark side back to the light side is utterly impossible? That once you're dark side, it's impossible to turn back. And Jolie, you're the one of the ones that we've been talking with this about, like, over all this disagreement with the Jedi kind of thing. You would be the one I would expect to get that and be able to say, like, yeah, the Jedi are wrong. We should be more forgiving or willing to try or something. Sorry. So the Jedi put you on trial.
I had trained Neyama against their wishes. I had failed to kill her when I had the chance, and she went on to kill others. Not to mention that I had remained a Padawan throughout the war. A formality, perhaps, but with a trial, it had to be decided if I was worthy to become a Jedi at all. It was a travesty, of course. I told you that even the Jedi were capable of great injustices, didn't I?
The Jedi are always fair and merciful. They gave me a second chance. I agree with you. They destroyed my mind, after all. So that's the source of all this bitterness? They found you guilty? Or so you think you didn't deserve to be punished? Or I can't believe they tried you for that. So yeah, are you saying you think you didn't deserve to be punished?
Of course I deserve to be punished. They found me innocent anyway. Even though I deserved every punishment and more, they let me go. Mitigating circumstances, they said. I deserved compassion, they said. They said I had learned wisdom the hard way. For all I had done during the war, they wished to raise me to full Jedi status at long last. That was when the Jedi left me. That was when they failed me.
I'm not sure I understand. Or, no, you're wrong. You did deserve compassion. Or you should have been happy you got off. Now, I guess compassion, you usually... Compassion, it's possible to deserve. You can deserve that. I'm not sure if I would say that Jolie deserved compassion, but I mean, I can certainly understand them granting it to him. It's forgiveness that I think you usually find it odd when people say that they, whether or not somebody deserves forgiveness, because kind of if you need forgiveness, you probably don't deserve forgiveness. That's kind of the part of the whole point. But no, you did deserve compassion, or I don't understand. Yeah, let's just let him explain. I don't understand.
No, maybe you don't at that. They may have been able to forgive me. I could never forgive myself.
And you still believe love is worth the risk?
Yes, I do, I suppose. Does that surprise you? It is all so long ago, lost in the winds, I suppose. Nobody cares what an old man believes anymore, do they? Let's continue on with the task at hand. I would prefer to think of the present today.
As opposed to the future today? I think we would call that tomorrow, or some point in the future. Alright, Juhani, do you have anything else you want to share?
How may I be of assistance to you?
Can we talk?
What is it you...
Okay, no.
Of course.
Do we still have... Juhani, it says active quest, but also doesn't say anything about we can talk to her more, maybe. Maybe we can try talking to Candace again. Where's Candace? Candace is over here.
Yeah, what do you want?
Nope, nothing. Nothing
Your
more.
choice. I'm...
Okay, so let's see. We'll take Jolie with us. He wants to think about the present today, so we'll take him to the present today planet here. Well, take Juhani. We haven't really traveled with Juhani much, and that'll give us a chance. If we do level up, we can ask her again, see if she has anything to talk about. And having a couple Jedi with us, that ought to make it kind of fun. Okay, she's high dexterity. Let's go ahead and give her extra strength. Master Force Jump and Master Sense, okay. As their connection to the Force continues to strengthen, the Jedi gains a supreme sense of self and the actions of others in combat. This feat grants +6 defense and is always active. Okay. That's nice. Master Force Jump. The Jedi knows that if combat is inevitable, it must be swift and decisive. When an opponent at range is targeted with a standard lightsaber melee attack, the Guardian closes the distance almost instantly, and also receives +4 to hit and damage on the first strike. So basically lets them jump into combat instead of having to run the distance. This feat is automatic when wielding a lightsaber and targeting opponents with a standard melee attack from more than 10 meters away. The Jedi must have a clear line of sight to the opponent. Using a feat or special attack negates this ability. Let's go ahead and give you Master Jedi Defense. That's a pretty good one. We do like having people with heal. We have conditioning. Oh, okay, with 2-weapon fighting, we chose that for you. Should probably... Okay, Force Armor. Let's see, what's the... Okay, you've got the spinny attack, so... Let's get you the ability to get rid of droids. That's pretty helpful. Level, okay, 15, she can max that out. Good. Let's get your wisdom up so you can use more force stuff. She's going to be a very balanced character, which is usually not the best built. Probably means been putting points in stuff that's absolutely useless or would be better spent elsewhere, but it's not like it's been super difficult so far. So, okay, okay, we just sold off a bunch of stuff, so might not have much for you at the moment. Man, if only you were still dark side, we could give you Marco Ragnus's gauntlets, but oh well.
And you need?
Sure.
All right. I don't know why, but for some reason, I think it's the seeing those. I'm not sure if if that's supposed to be like shafts of light coming down through clouds, or if that's meant to be like huge pillars way off in the distance, or maybe it's even like the Star Forge, in orbit or something. But I think seeing that on the horizon with this kind of a world, for some reason, puts me very much in mind of the Halo series. Gizka! Oh, hey, we have more of these things. Are you going to infest our ship? Or is this the planet you guys came from? Alright, looks like nothing that way, so we probably need to head this way. Who's this? Oh, hello. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna be spinning you around a bit.
That is what a Jedi can do. You will fall!
3 Jedi almost seemed a bit unfair there, didn't it? You have defeated the murderous animals. We thank you, human, for saving us. No problem. Or they attacked me first. Or if I had known you were there, I would have waited a couple minutes. That's kind of mean, but... no, they attacked me first, so I was just defending myself. If your arrival had not been so fortuitously timed, we would have been in great danger. We thank you again for saving us. What are you doing here? Or why would they have attacked you? How do you know I'm friendly to you? Actually, I'm not here to save you. What are you doing here? We had crashed here when our mining survey vessel encountered some strange sort of energy field. It disrupted our engine and power system and forced us to make a crash landing on this world. Yeah, there's a bit of that going around. Our ship sank far out to sea, but a handful of us were able to make it to this island. More than you see here, though. Where are the rest of your companions? What happened? It's not like me to crush insects like you, but I'm bored, so... Well, I've been light side this entire game, and I just I still have options to just be a complete jerk to everybody I meet. That's seems a little bit be a bit of a character shift there. So where are the rest of your companions? Many have been killed at the hands of the locals. A few tried to swim to one of the closer islands. We have not heard from them in many days. Of the 10 of us who remained here, we 2 are the only remaining survivors. The native creatures killed the others? Or why don't you try to get to one of the other islands? Or you could stay in our ship if you want. Yeah, you guys can. You guys are welcome to stay on board the ship. I warn you, there's people in there who will try to talk with you. But I mean, the worst of them, Jolie's out here with me, so it's not in too much danger, I guess. No, we dare not. If we remain here, it will only be a matter of time before the natives or the Mandalorians find us and kill us. There are Mandalorians here? So, you think running around the island is going to be safer than staying on board the ship with a lot of heavily armed folks on it? Granted, there's also a Mandalorian on board, so, you know, if you're trying to escape Mandalorians, that might not be the best option. But he's decent enough for a Mandalorian, and he's probably not going to attack you just because some other Mandalorians were attacking you. So, yeah, what are Mandalorians doing here anyway? Yes, there are, more than you might think, although that may just be because they aren't killed as easily as we are. With their weapons, they raid and kill other survivors, and can fight off the natives as well. They seem to have some sort of invisibility or light cloaking shield that hides them until they strike. Where are they? They are north of here by a large temple structure. We dare not approach it, for they would surely kill us. But we cannot delay here much longer. The longer we stay, the more likely either the Mandalorians or the natives will find us and kill us. Okay, why don't you try to get to one of the other islands? I believe that would be the best choice. The others have not returned, but it may be because they could find no way to. It would be worth the risk rather than stay here and face certain death. I thank you one last time, human, for saving us. We shall remember you and hope that, should you escape, you will tell the Republic of those of us stranded here. I mean, in all honesty, I'll probably forget, but Karth will probably be able to remember. He's good with stuff like that. So, you should be fine. If you survive long enough, I guess. Okay. None of these bodies are lootable. Okay. Okay. Rakatan Warrior. Okay, so these guys are called Rakatan. If I recall, the star map that on Kashyyyk had like a physical projection person who gave us a quiz, and if I recall correctly, didn't he look kind of like these guys? Okay, that's north. We don't want to explore as much as we can before we head north. I mean, I'm assuming north is going to be to the Mandalorian area. Okay, there's a Gizka. It's just a... Well, this might explain how they just happened to be coming down there just as we landed. Probably stand up here and like, huh, that huge ship just crash landed here. We should go down and see what's going on. Temple exterior. That's the way to the temple. I thought we were told that north was the temple. Okay, let's see what's north then. North Beach. Okay, well, let's check out the North Beach, I guess. Uh-oh. Wait, those... Stay your weapons, interloper. We are not here for battle or blood. We bring you an invitation from the One, great champion of the Rakata. Rakata, the One? What are you talking about? An invitation? What kind of invitation? Yeah, what's this about the One and the Rakata and...
Wait a minute. Do you understand these creatures? You must have learned their language when you came here in search of the secrets to the Star Forge. Back when you were still Revan.
You have used strange magics and weapons to slaughter our raiding parties, interloper. You have bathed in the blood of fierce Rakatan warriors. Your power and skill in battle has impressed the One. He wishes an audience with you, a great honor. Come with us now, and we will take you to him. Who's the One? What's going on here? Or I don't have to come with you. Force persuade. Or, okay, take me to the One. I'm not going anywhere with you. Yeah, who is the One? The One is the leader of our tribe, the great champion of the Rakata. He has feasted on the flesh of many foes. Come with us and we will take you to him now. Well, that sounds delightful. Of course we'll go meet with the flesh-eating guy. Okay, take me to the One. I like whenever it changes to the other guy, we just see the Rancor just sort of playing around in the background. Like, he's just bored, doesn't really understand all this talking stuff, so he's just gonna play and frolic. And so, okay, let's go to the One. Hello? Revan, somehow I knew we would meet again. Even when you vanished, I knew you would not forget the vow you swore to me. Well, this is awkward. And when my scouts told me of a great warrior from the skies slaughtering our raiding parties with mysterious powers and magics, I knew you had at last returned. Yeah, of course. I have no clue what you're talking about. I'm not Revan anymore. That part of me is gone. I'm JJ48 now. Vow? I don't remember any vow. Okay, I feel like if we just say if we just have ignorance, and since he personally knew Revan, apparently, if we just claim ignorance, he'll think we're making it up or something, so we do kind of owe him an explanation. Yeah, I'm not really Revan anymore, and I don't really have any memories of being Revan. Sorry, buddy. Words are confusing. I recognize you. You are the one called Revan. You are the one who came here before. You and Malik, the one who served you. You promised to slay our enemy. In exchange for our aid, you swore to destroy the elders and bring us their secrets. Are you saying this means nothing to you now? My mind was destroyed. My memories were lost. I'm sorry, but I don't remember any of this. Yeah, there were some Jedi. They were kind of fiddling around in there and just erased everything. Made me think I was a smuggler. And then they made me be a Padawan again. I guess Juhani still refers to me as a Padawan, so I guess I really haven't been elevated. So yeah, it's been really rough these past few days, I guess. So yeah. I believe you, Revan. I sense there is something different about you. Something that has changed. You are not the same as you were before. Yet the power of magic that you call the Force is within you still. You can still destroy the Elders and fulfill your vow. Okay. Which, again, goes back to the idea of, like, am I still Revan or not? Is a vow that Revan made still binding on me when I have no memory of making it and am a completely different person, and I don't even know what this vow is or if I would have made it if I thought the way I do now. Now, that's not always entirely a good defense, because of course anyone making a vow might learn some information that they're like, oh, I wouldn't have made the vow if I had known this. But I mean, in this case, it's like it goes back to our question of, are we still the same person or not? I think we're just getting more questions at this point, no answers. But what was this vow? I mean, I guess we should hear what the vow is before we decide if we're going to keep it or abandon it. So what was the vow? You vowed to kill the Elders and bring us the secret knowledge they protect. In exchange, we promise to use this lost knowledge to help you enter the Temple of the Ancients. Okay. When you vanished, we thought you had forgotten us, or been killed by the Elders. Now that you have returned, our alliance still holds. Destroy the Elders, and we will help you. Temple of the Ancients? I still don't remember anything. So would this mean that Revan hasn't been in the Temple of the Ancients? There might be something that Revan and Malik didn't know about? Because... okay, Revan and Malik came here because the star map pointed them here. Made a deal with these guys. But then didn't fulfill it, and then didn't enter the temple, which means that what they were looking for with which is presumably the Star Forge and information about it, they crashed on this planet, but they didn't need to get to the temple to get to the Star Forge. And so the temple is separate from the Star Forge, maybe? Okay, that's interesting. Really want to see what's in it now. So Temple of the Ancients, I still don't remember anything. Or we can lie, I'll help you, but you have to answer my questions first. Or we can truthfully say, I'll help you, but first you must answer my questions. Yeah, let's interrogate you and then help. I suppose if what you say is true, that you cannot remember when you were last here, then you must have many questions. Very well, Revan. I will help you to understand, and then you will destroy the Elders tribe and fulfill the oath you swore to us long ago. Okay. I'm hoping for your sake that the Elders tribe is evil. Otherwise, I will probably not be able to help you. I don't really want to get into like killing people who aren't evil just for the sake of killing them. So I should probably start with the last time I was here. Yep, let's start at the beginning. You arrived with Malik, your servant, 3 of your galactic standard years ago. My scouts saw your sky ship plummet to the Earth, and they went to loot the crash site. They tried to take you prisoner, but you unleashed your magic, what you called the Force, upon them. Seeing your power, they bowed before you and brought you here to me. Okay. You used your power to rip the Rakata language from my mind, even as you drove Basic into our skulls so we could help you in your quest to find something called the Star Forge. But the answers you sought lay within the Temple of the Ancients, and we could not help you enter the temple. Oh. The Elders alone held its secrets, guarding them with their very lives. Okay, so maybe Revan did enter the temple, but I guess when he went, he said he was going to go confront the Elders, and then but the elders have the secrets entering the temple, so maybe he instead just went over there and was like, hey, those guys can't help me, can you help me? And then that's why he never came back, so maybe he did enter the temple? You say my ship crashed. Was it because of the disruptor field? Or I need parts to repair my ship. Tell me about the Temple of the Ancients, tell me more about the Elders. Yeah, was it the disruptor field? Was that going on at the time? I know nothing of this disruptor field, but throughout the history of our tribe, ships have fallen from the sky. It has always been this way, though in recent generations it has become more frequent. We have little understanding of such magic to make metal fly, but my scouts rush to take whatever we can carry from the crash sites in the hopes we may one day unlock these secrets. This was how we acquired our Rancor war beasts. Several very young specimens were recovered from a crashed vessel. We raised them to adulthood, training and breeding them to be loyal beasts of war. Okay. I need parts to repair my ship. That I cannot help you with. Although we have recovered many strange devices from the sky ships that crashed to the Earth, their use is a mystery to us. As a show of good faith, I will allow you to search the stores of our tribe and take whatever you find. In exchange, I know you will destroy the Elders and bring the secrets they guard back to me. Okay. What's with the Temple of the Ancients? There's little I can tell you about the temple. I know the secrets of our ancestors are contained within, but the temple itself is barred to us. When last you were here, you and Malik sought to enter the temple. You sought ancient knowledge and a way to escape this world within its stone walls. But only the elders know how to bypass the barrier that surrounds it. Destroy them and bring back their secrets to us, and we will help you enter the temple. That was our agreement. Okay, tell me more about the elders. The elders guard the ancient secrets. Within their compound is the knowledge of power and magic, including the knowledge of how to enter the temple itself. I have lost many warriors storming the gates of their compound, but they use weapons of light and fire against us, and not even our war beasts are strong enough to breach their defenses. Sometimes we can capture an elder when they venture forth from the compound, and we have learned something about them. That is how we know they guard the ancient secrets. But no matter what tortures we inflict upon them, they will not reveal their secrets to us. They fear the knowledge they themselves guard, and they will never willingly surrender it to us. I don't see any other choice, so I'll help you. I'll be back after I kill the elders. I will kill the elders and bring you their secrets as a lie, or forget it, I'll never help you against the elders. Okay. I will help you, but I'm not promising to kill the elders. I'm just promising to help. If there's a way to help you without killing the elders, so be it. And if it turns out that the elders are actually good and you guys are evil, then I will help you by making it so that you no longer have to live while being evil anymore. So, yeah, I'll help you. The compound of the elders is to the south, beyond the Temple of the Ancients. From torturing the few elders we have captured, we know something of what lies beyond the gates. The elders are few in number. If you can get past the exterior defenses, you could surely slaughter them all. Then you can bring us back the knowledge they guard. So where's this information? Is it some kind of computer? If I kill the elders, how can I bring you their secrets? Yes, like, we looking for like an iPad or something? Or computer. That is a word our prisoners have used. When we forced them to explain it to us, they said this computer was some type of thinking machine. More magic we cannot understand. Before they died, some prisoners did speak of such a machine inside their compound, but I do not believe it has anything to do with the secrets they are trying to protect. Why do you think that? There was one prisoner, an elder whose mind broke beneath our tortures. He raved of ancient rituals, of lost power and forgotten secrets. Unfortunately, most of his dying screams made no sense. Yet in his last hours he spoke of a book, an ancient tome that recorded the most powerful knowledge of the elders and detailed the rituals that could unleash the secrets. I am certain this ancient tome will allow me to unleash what has for so long been hidden by the elders. Bring me this book, and I will use the knowledge within it to help you enter the temple. Okay. I'll be back when I get the book, I guess. When you have it, bring it here to me. Until then, you may move freely about our village. I will be waiting for your return. Okay. Let's see what we want. We already have Force Valor. They increase the physical attributes and saving throws of the Jedi and all party members by 5 points and grant immunity to poison for 20 seconds. Okay. Oh, it gets 2 force powers this time. So let's do this one. Burst of speed. Allow Jedi to move very swiftly. For the duration of the effect, movement speed is doubled and 2 defense is gained. Okay. So I notice Jolie's background here is it's gray, and his little arrow there is pointing. It's not dark. It's above the middle, but he's definitely not like a paragon of the light side. He's has a little bit of a mix. He's not fully on board with the Jedi's doctrine. Juhani, a bit higher up, and presumably she's on her way to being light side. Just her little journey on the dark side probably lowered it down a little bit for a while. So. Is that what I want? I have other. Let's do stasis field. That's a good one. Okay, well, we don't necessarily want to let the war beasts out, but there's a lot of wicker baskets here. Zabrak combat suit. Okay. We've got like some healing stuff and some parts and things. Adrenals. Don't want to hit the cage lever. Verpine Demolitions Pro. Okay, so this is some droid upgrades. Wookiee Warblade, Green Crystal. Okay. Grenades. Parts and spikes. Parts and spikes. Sith Tremor Sword. Rakatan Battle Wand. Stun Baton. Zabrak Tystal Mark III. Jedi Master Robe. Oh, hey, Juhani might be able to use the Jedi Master Robe. I think she's... What do you currently have? Oh, you already have a Jedi Master Robe. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Anything interesting? Rakatan Battle Wand. Weighted to fit a Rakatan grip, this item is most like a stun baton. It seems more adaptable than one of a Republic issue, though similar high-density cells make it unwieldy and unusable with weapons in the offhand. Okay, stun baton. Sith Tremor Sword. Traced to the Bladeborn, a Sith offsuit dedicated to sword mastery, these cortosis-laced weapons were given to Master Blades, who survived no less than 10 lightsaber-wielding warriors in combat. Wow. The Zabrak killed many pirates who were attempting to seize shipments of these weapons and then sold them on the black market anyway. It's not a matter of where they end up, but of who gets paid. I think the Zabrak, I think that species, that's like Darth Maul. Darth Maul, I think, is Zabrak. So it's very humanoid, but they have like horns on their head, around their face, and most of them are I don't know I guess like all the ones I ever see have weird patterns on their face, so I don't know if they just like all get tattooed or if they actually have, there's something genetic that their skin makes these weird patterns on it. Normal stuff. Zabrak combat suit. A Zabrak improvement on the combat suit. This armor is good protection where speed and unrestricted movement are more important than bulky plating. Okay. So that's just a bunch of bins here. There's not really anywhere else to go, just all these, Oh, that looks unpleasant. Cannoli warriors, Rakata. It's kind of a nice little water feature here. I don't know, the fact that the other large open area is like a battle arena and this doesn't seem to have anything in it except the water makes me wonder if this is also some kind of a battle arena. But there's no battle going on right now, so it seems kind of pleasant. This is a very like tropical feeling to the design of it's open to allow breezes through and allow heat out, but then you have these nice big shades so that it's still all shaded down here. So I'm rather sensitive to heat, and I think even I might be able to be somewhat comfortable in this, at least at some parts of the day. This looks like a barracks, I guess. Oh. More stuff to loot. Yeah, you guys probably don't need any of this stuff. Probably don't even know what most of it is, so. I mean, granted, normally that's not grounds to like take something. Just because somebody doesn't know what something is doesn't mean that they can't possess it or own it, or you can't just take something just because someone doesn't know what it is. But in this case, we have been told to go ahead and help ourselves to all the tech that the Rakata really don't know what it is. So that's like, what are we gonna do with it? We're just kind of holding on to it, hoping that maybe someday we'll find a use. But if you can use it. If these don't appear to be beds. We saw what appeared to be beds earlier. Are these like benches or something? Seems an odd, a very odd placement here. Maybe that's the spare coffee table storage room. Okay, this is the auxiliary spare coffee table storage room. This guy tell us what's going on. Lore Master Gajar. Ooh, well, a Lore Master. We gotta speak to him. Greetings, Revan. I'm Gajarshi, the Lore Master of our tribe. I'm keeper of our histories and chronicler of the conquests of the One. I'm not Revan anymore. I'm JJ48. You're a Lore Master? What do? Memorize books? Do you not hate me for leaving your people before? I must go now. Yeah, I mean, apparently, I'm sorry, I have no memory of it, but apparently I promised you guys something and then left. Are we cool? Does not matter to me what path you choose. History flows in mysterious ways, and my task is only to witness and remember which course it takes. Your actions then, as now, are memories to be passed on to future generations. When you are dead and gone, your memory shall remain with us. Do you have a black eye? I mean, yes, he has a black eye, but is that like an injured eye, or is that is that just like some coloring? Yeah, you just happen to, your skin color just happens to be that one eye is black and the other eye is not. I don't know. Can you tell me the history of your people? What of our people would you like to know? Well, it's much more open than the Sand People storyteller or lore master storyteller guide. So cool. Tell me how your people came to be. In the times before our most ancient histories, there was nothing you would call the Rakatan people. They were unintelligent proto-Rakata wandering the surface of this world. Spawned from the womb of this world, they were gifted with the brilliance of thought, but not tempered with the wisdom to use it. Ah. Seems dangerous. When the gods of the sky first spoke to them, the ground shook and heaved, and fires raced across the surface of the world. They fled beneath the ground to escape the calamity and dwelled there for some time. At last, the gods spoke to them in dreams, dreams of the surface and the light. They re-emerged from the ground and found the land much changed around them. Gone were the plains and valleys they had known. Instead, there were islands stretching across the breadth of the world. The world had been remade for them by the gods of the sky, and they gave thanks and fear and gratitude. No, nothing else seems off about the eye other than the color of the eyelid, so I'm going to assume that that's just natural coloring, because like the eyeball itself doesn't seem like it's injured or anything. So, tell me of the gods you mentioned. The world is ruled by the gods of the earth and sky, both living and dead. When the sky gods remade the world, the gods of the earth, who had sheltered and protected the Rakata, were gone. Whether dead or asleep, they have not been heard from again. Nor did the gods in the sky listen to our pleas any longer, although we can still see their lights gleam in the heavens. So we mortal Rakata are left here to our own devices, to make the future we demand for ourselves. Okay. So, I do think it's interesting in this game with, between getting the Jedi and Sith views of the Force and their philosophies, and hearing this guy talk about, you know, the myths and legends of his people, and they're actually kind of similar. They're not quite the same, but they're very similar to the myths and history that we heard from the Sand People. And learning more about the Sand People philosophy. This game is very heavy into religion and philosophy and things of the Star Wars universe. Yeah. Tell me of your first civilizations. Back in the days of the First Awakening, when our people rose from the ground and brought the light of civilization to our new world, our people spread far and wide across all the islands. Among these peoples, there were some that rose to greatness on the largest islands. Rakatans of vision and forethought who built great monuments to themselves and their leaders. Not great monuments of their slaves like the Sith did. But these cultures did not know their true strengths. They did not draw upon the knowledge of their past to feed their present. Of course, these cultures, with their centers of learning and their great temples, collapsed in riots and chaos, burning their cultures from the world in an orgy of violence. It was 1,000 years of darkness before the light of First Empire rose upon the blood of the past. Okay. Sorry. I seem to have just swallowed something wrong. Tell me of the First Empire. Alright. Let's hear about the First Empire. With the first civilizations of our people destroyed, and chaos and anarchy sweeping the islands, it seemed that a time of darkness had descended upon us that would never end. But a strong nation of survivors yet endured. On one of the smaller islands near the equatorial regions, they had not forgotten the oldest traditions, those learned from the gods of the earth while we dwelt beneath the surface. Taking the knowledge of their elders and passing their wisdom and skills on to the next generation by eating their flesh, they built a culture unrivaled throughout history, greater even than your vaunted republic. For millennia these empires stood, uniting the many islands of our world into one cohesive whole, each generation passing its strength on to the one that fell. I'm sorry, did you say eating their flesh? That's... But fate was unkind to these great Rakata, these first ones of our kind to rise above savagery and create a true, lasting civilization. Eating their flesh is rising above savagery? Okay, that... Huh. Okay, and what happened to this first flesh-eating empire? Our skin had been hardened and turned black from the time our people spent beneath the surface, but always at the fringes of society there were rumors. Rumors of those of others' colors who survived above the surface while we dwelt below. We can pinpoint no direct cause for the collapse of the First Empire, but it was swift and total. What had taken centuries to build and was maintained for thousands of years disappeared within 10, perhaps 20 years. From the ancient cities we have examined, there was much fighting and death, as well as fires that burned bright and hot enough to melt the stones of their palaces to glass. Also, in scattered fragments and records, we have heard of a people being formed, a people unlike the Rakata, but taking our form, who waged a monumental war that tore civilization apart. What this war was, or who these beings were, we do not know, but they are demons of our legends now. We believe them to be gone, wiped out in that vast conflagration, but we cannot know for sure. I wonder... Okay, so people who looked similar to the Rakata, but were very different and were wiped out in war. I wonder if that's referring to the, I don't know, because the First Empire is the... Seems like that's the... If it rivaled the current Republic, then that would be the Empire that, like, built the Star Forge and things. So I don't know who could be these beings who look like Rakata but aren't. Okay, what happened after the collapse of the First Empire? Our civilization lapsed back into savagery. We were no longer the great people of centuries past. Brother turned on brother, tribesman on tribesman, until all fought and sought to destroy each other. The legacy of the final war and the collapse that came after is still echoed with us today. We are still a fractured people. Many tribes dwell on these islands, warring with each other constantly. Each seeks to grow its own strength, absorbing that of its enemies through their flesh cut down in battle. But none has been strong enough to exert their influence over more than a handful of islands. Until now, that is. We are now in the midst of a great war of reformation, of reclamation. Okay. Tell me of the War of Reformation. Before, none were strong enough to bind together the tribes and unite them towards a common goal, but that changed. Now we do have a leader, and under him we have swept across the islands, conquering all who have stood before us. This leader is the one? Or how many islands have you conquered? How long has this war been waged? So is it the one? Over the last 20 years we have conquered over 100 islands, both large and small. The one has led us to victory where none have before, further strengthening us with the blood of our enemies. We have subjugated many tribes as well, their warriors joining ours in our great crusade. But recently, things have not gone so well. More and more outsiders fall from the sky and kill our people. More and more tribes resist us, or even rebel. It has taken a great part of our strength to resist, but under the One, we shall prevail. Nothing shall stop him from forming the Second Empire. Okay, so what's the One doing here then? Man, we just keep getting longer and longer list of questions, don't we? Okay. We heard of the temple on this island, the Temple of the Ancients, a building the like of which has not been seen anywhere else. A place of great power, it was reputed, with great guardians as well. The One came here with an army to see this temple and seize it for our cause, but we were met with strange and powerful magics, which have defeated us at every turn. So now the One sits here and broods on his troubles, listening only to the messengers who bear his orders to all corners of his territory. If only the riddle of the temple could be solved and its guardian elders removed, then he would consume their flesh and knowledge and bring unity to our people. It is my sincere hope as well that you can help us with our great task. Okay, tell me of the One. The great story of the One would take many days to tell in its entirety. It is my specialty, of course. What would you like to know of his great story? How he was raised, how he came to power, of his conquests. Yeah, how was he raised? Born to poverty, raised in a hovel with no elders to guide him and share their strength with him, he had nothing to rely on but himself. But in his weakness he was uniquely destined for strength and the burdens he carries with it. Even in his youth, it was obvious that the One was destined for greatness. When but a youngling, he defeated one of the strange blue-armored warriors who fell from the sky and feasted upon him. The respect from his battle gave him the step he needed to go forward on a path that has led him ever upward since. Okay, so how did he come to power? By adulthood, the One was held in awe by those of his tribe as both a warrior and a leader. When he challenged the chieftain of his tribe, no one doubted that he would prevail. The chieftain could see, and knowing that the One would bring the tribe into greatness, offered himself up without a fight. The tribe fed well and was stronger for his sacrifice. Under the leadership of the One, his tribe conquered all others on the island, capturing and subduing their warriors, feasting on their chieftains, and growing his own army at the same time. He was truly a force that could not be stopped, a leader unlike any we have seen in our history. He will be the one to unite us all. Huh. Okay, what about his conquests? After he had conquered his own island, and his army had grown to a large size, he turned his eyes towards the nearest other islands on the archipelago. With each island that fell to him, his army grew stronger, his wisdom greater with each chief given up to him, and his vision of a future for our people brighter. Before long, he had conquered every island in a month's sailing and had armies expanding in every direction. It seemed that nothing would stand against him then. But we heard of the Temple of the Ancients here on this forgotten island at the edge of the true sea, and the One was intrigued. It was a place of power, to be sure, and none could doubt its significance. Driven by portents and omens, we came to this island with 1,000 of his finest warriors, and here we stay. We cannot leave while the temple stands unopened, for we cannot enter while the elders stand against us, and the One sits each day brooding on the fate that has led us to this impasse. Okay, anything new? Nope, I think that's everything, so. I've got to go now. Thanks for telling me the story. If you must, I shall remain here as I always do, listening to those who wish to speak, and remembering. Thank you. Wait a second. Do you... You also have a black left eye. Is that something that all the Rakata have? But you see, Juhani, it could be worse. Instead of throwing you to the dark side and letting you, work your way back to the light, your master could have insisted that you actually eat her flesh in order to gain her wisdom or something. That's... Oh yeah, let's see. Do you have... Oh, they all seem to have a... Now, is that some kind of... Is that some kind of like a genetic difference that it just... they grow differently on each side, like... Or is that something that... like they do to mark themselves, either as like that's how the warriors mark themselves, or maybe that's how this tribe marks themselves. One is studying the secrets of the Red Rakata. In time, he will use them to unlock the knowledge. Oh, did I talk to you instead of the settlement exit? Sorry. I thought he was trying to prevent me from leaving, but apparently I just was targeting him instead of the door. And what I find interesting is that, at least as far as we can tell, like, it sounds like they actually do get something from devouring previous generations or from, like, captured chiefs and stuff. I mean, it's possible that they just think they do, but it sounds like, according to the lore master, like, oh no, after somebody consumes a great leader, he, like, seriously does get wiser and better. Very blocky looking statue. Let's see, here's one with the hands. So we have the hands, it's outward, palms down. I'm not an expert on statues, but that looks like a relatively peaceful pose. Like, it doesn't look like it's holding its hands out in warning or holding a weapon or anything. Also, I don't know that could be a sign of respect or servitude or something, but it doesn't look like, the slavery that we saw on the Sith planet, on Korriban. So, okay, so are these... I don't know if these are supposed to be, like, great leaders from the past, or if these are, supposed to be saying, hey, we live to serve the leader, or something. But, okay, different from the Sith, the way the Sith do things. So let's go talk to the elders, and that might take us to closing time. Okay, so we're heading to the temple. Oh, wild Rancor, so I guess some of the Rancors got out. in the world is going on over there? Is that a sheet, or is the door itself just waving like mad there? Or are my eyes just going weird? Okay, more Rancors. No, it definitely looks like there's something weird going on there. Okay, well, I'm down. Let's... Okay, wow, we are, taking on two, Uh-oh, when's our last save? I haven't saved in a while. Hopefully there was an autosave. Okay, just as we entered the area. Okay, so what I'm learning from this is we need to just send a couple Rancors after Malik, because that, like, 3 Jedi, one of whom almost single-handedly killed Malik, you know, are having difficulty with these. Seem to be doing okay here. Now, Juhani, get back here. Okay, I guess Juhani's the Jedi Guardian. They're like the most like warrior, like with their Jedi fighting. So this makes sense. Try it. Make sure she's fighting, and that probably do a better job. So, all right. Let's see. Like, treat injury is this. I haven't been. Let's make sure we have good persuade. It's not like a few and treat injury is really going to help us at this point. So. Okay, here we go. Oh. Okay. Okay, so let's go see what's going on with the door here, because this is just weird. And the fact that it keeps doing it even like between saves and stuff makes me think that maybe it's not just like a graphical glitch or something. I mean, it's possible that it wasn't meant to look like that, but it's meant to look like something that's... Whoa. Okay. I see. There's a, like, wavering force field. Powerful energy shield that prevents you from passing. Seems to be shaking a lot less violently than it does when we're looking at it from a distance. Oh, that's even easier. Just let those guys go in and fight, and I just keep throwing my lightsaber at it. nothing around this. Oh, is this something? Oh, that's just a rock. Okay, so this temple seems to extend on over to that other island there. I guess looking at these islands, like it's probably a little far to try swimming, but you know, you could probably build a raft and reasonably hope to make it to one of those other islands. Especially, I don't know what the currents or the winds are like around here, but it looks doable. Okay, so I guess this way. Oh, my. Well, so I guess we're probably getting into the Mandalorian area. Probably need to go through there before we get to the Elders. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stop here. Um, seem to have a little something in my throat that I'm coughing a bit, so and we're close enough to time that this is probably a good place to stop. Now, I will not be here next Friday. The Friday after that, I hope to be here, but I've got something going on during the day, and I'm not quite sure when I'll be back. So I'll hope to be here in 2 Fridays, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to start at 7 or if I might be a bit late. I'm still planning on doing my Monday streams, and that Monday I should have a little bit better idea of what my schedule will be and can give an update then. So again, I'll be here again on Monday, but no stream next Friday, and that's. But you know that's why we have these streams be a little longer, because we know that the Friday streams are the ones more likely to get canceled. So with that, thank you for joining me, and have a good week, and I hope to see you next time. Good night.